The world's capital cities are unlike any other destinations on Earth. They are places where history, culture, and national identity come together, creating some of the most beautiful urban landscapes ever built. From ancient capitals shaped by powerful empires to modern metropolises defined by innovation and architectural ambition, each city tells a unique story through its streets, landmarks, and skyline. While famous capitals like Paris, Rome, and Tokyo often steal the spotlight, they are far from the only cities worthy of admiration. Across the globe, magnificent capitals offer breathtaking scenery, rich heritage, and unforgettable experiences that rival the world's most celebrated destinations. So join us as we explore the top 12 most beautiful capital cities in the world, remarkable places whose beauty, history, and character continue to captivate travelers from every corner of the globe. Number 12. Lisbon. The capital of Portugal and one of the oldest cities in Western Europe, is a place where maritime ambition and time-worn charm spill across 7 hills. It was here in the 15th and 16th centuries that Portuguese explorers set sail on voyages that would usher in the Age of Discovery, charting new routes to Africa, India, and Brazil. Nestled along the Atlantic coast where the Tagus River meets the sea, Lisbon commands a natural harbor that made it one of Europe's great seafaring capitals, its pastel-colored buildings and terracotta rooftops cascading down toward the water's edge. It is also home to the historic Alfama district, where narrow cobblestone streets wind past centuries-old fado houses, and the imposing Castelo de São Jorge watches over the city below. The best way to experience Lisbon is by taking one of the vintage trams such as the well-known Tram 28, which winds along historic quarters, gardens, and main attractions. Number 11. Budapest. The capital of Hungary, located in the heart of Central Europe, Budapest is divided by the mighty Danube River into 2 distinct halves: historic Buda, with its rolling hills and castle district, and vibrant Pest, known for its elegant boulevards and lively urban atmosphere. Formed through the unification of Buda, Pest, and Obuda in 1873, the city has grown into one of Europe's most beautiful capitals, celebrated for its stunning blend of Gothic, Baroque, and Art Nouveau architecture. Budapest is home to the magnificent Hungarian Parliament building, one of the largest legislative buildings in the world, as well as the iconic Chain Bridge, which elegantly spans the Danube and connects the city's 2 sides. Beyond its architectural treasures, the city is famous for its thermal baths, dramatic hilltop viewpoints, and dazzling nighttime skyline, when its landmarks are illuminated along the riverbanks. Number 10. Amsterdam. The capital of the Netherlands and a city built almost entirely on human ingenuity against the sea, is a place where canals trace the outline of a nation's rise from marshland to maritime empire. It was here in the 17th century, during what is still called the Dutch Golden Age, that Amsterdam became the wealthiest trading port in the world, its merchant ships carrying goods and ideas between Europe and the far reaches of Asia and the Americas. Nestled below sea level along the IJ and the Amstel River, from which the city takes its name, Amsterdam is threaded by more than 100 kilometers of canals held back by an intricate system of dikes and pumps, its narrow gabled houses leaning companionably over the water. It is also home to the Anne Frank House and the Rijksmuseum, quiet reminders of both the darkest chapters of the last century and the artistic brilliance of masters like Rembrandt and Vermeer, who once called the city home. Cycling is key to the city's character, and there are numerous bike paths. Rent a bike and join thousands of locals pedaling around. Other visitors might want to linger in the local coffee shops, which are just a normal part of the city's landscape. Number 9. Vienna. As Austria's capital and largest city, Vienna is a no-brainer to visit while in Central Europe. For centuries, Vienna served as the political and cultural center of the powerful Habsburg Empire, leaving behind a remarkable legacy of palaces, museums, and magnificent architecture. Often called the City of Music, Vienna was home to legendary composers such as Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, Strauss, and Brahms, whose influence continues to shape the city's rich artistic heritage. The Austrian capital is renowned for iconic landmarks including the opulent Schönbrunn Palace, the historic Hofburg Palace, and the soaring St. Stephen's Cathedral, all reflecting its imperial past. Vienna is also famous for its elegant coffee houses, where travelers can rest their weary feet while deciding which museum, palace, or park to visit next. No visit is complete without attending a classical concert or sampling a slice of the world-famous Sachertorte, two experiences that capture the city's timeless charm. Number 8. Stockholm. Spread gracefully across 14 islands where Lake Mälaren meets the Baltic Sea, is one of Europe's most elegant and visually striking capitals. Founded in the 13th century, the city has grown into Sweden's cultural, political, and economic heart, while carefully preserving its rich history and natural surroundings. At its center lies Gamla Stan, one of Europe's best-preserved medieval old towns, where narrow cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, and historic squares transport visitors back in time. Stockholm is also home to the magnificent Royal Palace, one of the largest palaces in Europe still used by a reigning monarchy, as well as world-class museums, vibrant waterfront promenades, and lush green parks. Beyond its historic landmarks, the city's unique archipelago of nearly 30,000 islands offers breathtaking coastal scenery and endless opportunities for exploration. Number 7. Prague. The capital of the Czech Republic is a city where centuries of history, magnificent architecture, and timeless charm create one of Europe's most enchanting destinations. Nestled along the banks of the Vltava River in the heart of Central Europe, Prague is often called the City of 100 Spires thanks to its skyline of Gothic towers, Baroque churches, and historic rooftops. The city's origins stretch back more than 1,000 years, and unlike many European capitals, much of its medieval core survived the devastation of modern wars, preserving its fairy tale appearance. Prague is home to the majestic Prague Castle, one of the largest ancient castle complexes in the world, as well as the iconic Charles Bridge, which has connected the city's two sides since the 14th century. Beyond its rich history, Prague captivates visitors with its cobblestone streets, lively squares, riverside views, and vibrant cultural scene. From the astronomical clock in the Old Town Square to the stunning panoramas from its hilltops, the Czech capital offers a magical blend of history, beauty, and atmosphere that makes it one of the world's most unforgettable capital cities. Number 6. Seoul. The capital of South Korea and a metropolis where centuries-old palaces sit in the shadow of gleaming skyscrapers, is a city defined by its remarkable ability to hold tradition and hypermodernity in the same frame. It was here in 1394 that the Joseon dynasty established its royal seat, building grand palace complexes that would serve as the political and cultural center of Korea for over 5 centuries. Nestled along the Han River in the northwestern part of the country, Seoul is ringed by granite mountains that once formed a natural defensive barrier, its dense urban sprawl now spilling across the valley in a dazzling grid of neon and glass. Number 5. Washington, D.C. The capital of the United States and seat of the federal government, Washington, D.C., located between Maryland and Virginia on land carved out as its own federal district, was designed from its founding to belong to no single state, its wide diagonal boulevards and traffic circles radiating outward from the capital in a plan meant to embody the young republic's ambitions. At its heart lies the National Mall, a vast landscaped park lined with some of the country's most famous monuments and memorials, including the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and the World War II Memorial. Washington is also home to the White House, the official residence of the President, and the United States Capitol, where Congress meets beneath its magnificent dome. While you'll only need a few days to see the city as you know it from your history book, it could take months to experience the Washington that today's locals know and love. Number 4. Ottawa. The capital of Canada and one of North America's most picturesque cities, is a destination where national history, elegant architecture, and natural beauty come together in perfect harmony. Located in southeastern Canada along the banks of the Ottawa River, the city sits at the meeting point of the provinces of Ontario and Quebec, giving it a unique blend of English and French heritage. Ottawa is best known as the political heart of Canada, home to the iconic Parliament Hill, whose Gothic revival buildings rise above the river and dominate the city's skyline. The capital is also famous for the Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that transforms into the world's largest naturally frozen skating rink during winter. Beyond its historic landmarks, Ottawa offers beautiful green spaces, vibrant cultural institutions, and colorful seasonal scenery, from brilliant autumn foliage to the spectacular Canadian Tulip Festival each spring. Number 3. Paris. Attracting more than 45 million visitors annually, Paris is the world's most popular tourist destination. Situated along the banks of the Seine River in northern France, Paris has been a center of culture and influence for centuries, earning its famous nickname, the City of Light. Originally founded by a Celtic tribe known as the Parisi, the city grew into one of Europe's most important political, artistic, and intellectual hubs. Today, Paris is renowned for its elegant boulevards, grand architecture, and world-famous landmarks, including the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, Notre Dame Cathedral, and the Arc de Triomphe. As the global capital of fashion and a destination celebrated for its exceptional cuisine, Paris has a plethora of restaurants to choose from. Watch out though, it is very easy to spend a lot of money in a short amount of time. Number 2. Rome. Formerly the capital of the Roman Empire, Rome today is the government seat and capital city of Italy. Nestled among 7 fabled hills in the Lazio region of central Italy, Rome sits astride the Tiber River. Its ancient core, a dense weave of ruins, piazzas, and church bells that has earned it the enduring nickname, the Eternal City. Rome is a living museum. The city is home to some of humanity's most iconic landmarks, including the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Pantheon, and the Trevi Fountain, each reflecting a different chapter of its remarkable past. Rome also surrounds Vatican City, the spiritual center of the Roman Catholic Church, and home to the magnificent St. Peter's Basilica and the world-renowned Sistine Chapel. With layers of history spanning more than 2 millennia, there is so much to see and do in Rome that it could take months or even years to experience it all. Number 1. Tokyo. The capital of Japan, is a city where ancient traditions and futuristic innovation coexist in remarkable harmony, creating one of the world's most captivating urban destinations. Located on the eastern coast of Honshu, along the shores of Tokyo Bay, the city lies at the heart of the largest metropolitan area on Earth and serves as Japan's political, economic, and cultural center. Originally a small fishing village known as Edo, Tokyo has evolved into a vast metropolis renowned for its dazzling skyline, neon-lit districts, and embrace of cutting-edge technology. Iconic landmarks such as the Tokyo Skytree and Tokyo Tower rise above an endless sea of skyscrapers, while historic treasures including Sensoji Temple and the Meiji Shrine preserve the spirit of Japan's rich heritage. Beyond its famous attractions, Tokyo enchants visitors with world-class cuisine, beautiful cherry blossoms, tranquil gardens, vibrant shopping districts, and an energy that seems never to fade.